Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is Kidlit Joy and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm here to review a new release Australian young adult verse novel, Drift by Pip Harry. Pip Harry is an author who I absolutely love for their work around verse novels, and this book is absolutely no exception. This book is being published by Lothian, which is an imprint of Hachette, so thank you very much to the publishers for sending me this ARC copy. I don't often get ARC copies, I tend to get finished copies, so it's always fun when you get one of these because it just makes it a little bit more special. I'm pretty sure this cover is close to or is the actual final cover as well, which is amazing. So this book came out at the very end of July. I received a copy around about that time, so I finally read it and I've had such a great experience with this. I think it is an incredibly powerful young adult book. It is recommended for ages 12 plus. There are some themes in here where you might consider your audience before you recommend it to someone as young as 12, depending on what they're going through and things that they might be sensitive to. The blurb on the back of this copy says, "The strange thing about swarming bees, you hear them before you see them. A low hum that gets louder, louder, louder until they arrive in all caps with exclamation points." And then the blurb on the inside says, 14-year-old Nate has just moved back to Australia and is finding it hard to navigate a new city, school and changed home life. His next door neighbour Luna is dealing with her own issues, a viral video, friends who have dropped her and a subsequent anxiety disorder. When a swarm of 20,000 bees unexpectedly settle in the walls of Nate's family house, Nate and Luna come together to save the hive, befriending local beekeeper Tyler. Over the course of one summer, their loyalties will be tested and their lives will be forever changed. A topical, hopeful and authentic coming-of-age story that will captivate young teen readers from multi-award-winning children's author Pip Harry. So we begin the book in Nate's perspective. He and his mother have just moved back to Australia. They have previously lived overseas and his dad is currently still working overseas. We find out very quickly that Nate's mum is living with chronic pain, quite intense chronic pain, and there are days where she just struggles to do much at all because of that pain. Nate, throughout the course of the book, also begins to feel really resentful of his dad who is not there. So Nate feels like he's shouldering a lot of this responsibility to support his mum while she's going through this. And also, you know, he has some mild frustration because she's waiting for surgery and it hasn't happened yet. And it's a lot for a teen boy to deal with. The book opens with these bees arriving and making a home inside Nate's family house walls. And we meet Tyler very early on, and Nate and Tyler begin to connect over a shared passion for preserving bees. And throughout the course of the book, there is a parasite that is threatening the bees in the local region. And so Nate, Tyler, and Luna, once Nate and Luna befriend each other, are really concerned with making sure that they're able to preserve these bees and that they don't have to be eradicated because of a parasite. We also meet Luna, who is the girl who lives next door, and she is kind of living a very solitary life. We find out that something happened a couple of months prior where she was approached by a guy at school that she was interested in. He was interested in her. Then she was accused by friends and people at her school of stealing somebody else's boyfriend, even though nothing happened. It was, you know, just a moment of them talking. And she's attacked by a group of teens and it is caught on video and that video goes viral. And so she's dealing with the fallout of that because everyone knows about it. And she doesn't feel like she's safe. She doesn't feel like she's safe at school. And we discover that her anxiety disorder is a picking disorder, so she's been skin picking. And throughout the course of the book, that becomes more extreme, and her family and her parents and her brother, they don't know how necessarily to help her overcome that. Eventually she ends up in counselling, and you have on-page counselling scenes which are fantastic and really, really great. So as this story is unfolding, Nate and Luna become close, and their friendship is tested because Nate's new to town. He doesn't know what's happened and she really says, "There's a video of me and I want you to not watch it." And at one point, Nate, unintentionally, he doesn't go seeking this video, but he does see the video. And it doesn't change his opinion of Luna, which is what she's worried about. She's worried that she will lose the only person who likes her as a friend and doesn't know what happened before. And so it's all of those teen feelings of growing up and how do you navigate friendships and social situations? How do you navigate something as difficult as knowing that a friend of yours went through something like this and you feel powerless to be able to stand up or to be able to have a conversation about it because you don't want to make the other person feel uncomfortable. And I think it's handled really beautifully by Pip Harry in this book because it's complex. It's a real world situation that many teens unfortunately find themselves in, especially with the rise and the prevalence of social media. So it's very topical, and it really is through Nate beginning to develop this keen interest in beekeeping that helps, you know, solidify and keep this friendship together as they're able to eventually navigate those tricky conversations that they eventually have to have. The cool thing about this book is there's a lot of really found family elements We do get a resolution with Nate's family situation. His dad does eventually move back to Australia, and so they're able to navigate that and rebuild that relationship. But along the way, Tyler and Tyler's girlfriend have also become really an important and integral part of Nate and his mum's life. And you have that really lovely little found family element where, you know, they begin to help each other out. They begin to see when they need support, and they're able to help each other. So it's a really very wholesome kind of story in that sense. It's hard hitting, it is beautiful, and it, you know, celebrates the importance of bees on the local environment and in our ecosystem, while also having teen characters who remain true to their age. Like, they're 14 years old, so the things that they're going through are tough and challenging, and they're still just very young kids. I really appreciated receiving a copy of this. I'd seen it advertised and I knew I was going to get a copy of it for myself, but to receive one, like the day I got it, I was really excited because this is a book I would have picked up on my own for sure. So thanks again to the publishers. I'm really grateful to have received a copy. I will leave links and information down below if you want to find out more about this book and about the author. In the comments, I'd love to know, have you read any of Pip Harry's work? Feel free to let me know or chat about them down below. Are you planning on picking up Drift, or have you already read it? One of my favorite verse novels this year. I haven't read too many of them, and certainly not too many young adult verse novels. So this is definitely up there as a favorite, and I will probably come back and reread it at some point because I think it's a really interesting book. If you just want to let me know that you're here but you don't leave a comment, feel free to leave a bee emoji. Otherwise, I hope that wherever you're in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.